We're at Dan Henderson's gym here in Temecula, California. I don't know where he is. This is a massive gym, but I think he's in the trophy room upstairs. We're going to catch him off guard. Here with Dan Henderson, MMA legend. The list is too long to go over the accolades. Great to see you again, Dan.
Good to see you guys too.
The Dan Henderson Athletic Training Complex. Love it. Did I get that right?
Fitness center, but yeah,
Fitness
same
center,
thing.
Sorry.
It all works.
But at the end, you guys still did a Team Quest.
Yeah, it's the home of our fight teams, Team Quest. So.
Okay. That's where I got confused a little bit.
Yeah, and the wrestling team. But yeah, we're still Team Quest, but the athletic training center here just has my name on it.
Okay. And this place is going to host Hendo Fight Night. So tell me what's being Hendo Fight Night 6 on October 14th here on Saturday. What's being a promoter like?
Well, it's fun. It's a little different, but it's not too difficult because, I mean, having fought for so long, you kind of know what needs to be taken care of, and it's even though they're amateur fights where you're not paying the fighters, it's still fairly expensive. So, the community here has supported them pretty well from the beginning, and it's something to give the fighters an opportunity to kind of fight our fighters in our home gym, and a lot of the local guys come and get fights. So I've been trying to do them every about 3 months, so about 4 times a year. So is what I'd like to keep doing.
Do you just show up on Saturday with a monkey suit and tie and just kind of shake hands, or are you involved? Like, are you matchmaking? What is your role here?
No, one of our fighters, one of my guys, does most of the matchmaking and handles everything. So as far as the matches go, but I'm here helping do certain things, but mostly shaking hands and making sure the fans are having a good time, and usually I say a few words to the fans too for coming out.
There's like a hybrid aspect to what you're doing. I heard the word pancrease getting thrown around a few minutes ago. Can you tell us a little bit about the card and how they work?
Yeah, this time, not always, but this time we're having, I think, 4 kids pancrease fights. The rules are a little bit different, but it's basically MMA with certain strikes aren't allowed. So it's more like the old style pancrease rules, and the kids get after it. There's a lot of action, and they're quick fights, so it kind of gets the crowd ready for the amateur MMA fights.
Tell me about the breeding ground here in North San Diego, South Inland Empire. Is there a lot of young kids, a lot of talent? Do you see this area possibly flourishing in the future?
There's a lot of fighters, probably most places in Southern Cal, but I've been in this area for a long time, and a lot of guys have come through here, but San Diego, all of San Diego, Orange County is close enough. There's fighters that come fight here from even Northern Cal that made the trip down. So I'm just happy to have the opportunity to hold fights and have a place for these guys to get some experience.
Dan, we brought up the name Team Quest, and I often think about the old team and how many names came from that, went into the Hall of Fame. I mean, a lot of great fighters come from Team Quest, but now that we look at some of the generations and some of the teams that are out there today, how do you think Team Quest stacks up against some of the other teams that have come through MMA? Where's their position?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm never paid too much attention to the whole teams. There's been some really good teams out there as well that have had a lot of champs, and yeah, I don't know. We've had a lot of good guys come through there, and that came from Randy and myself and among others too. But I don't know. I'm not one of those guys to know what teams have been the best. There's a number of really good camps out there that been around a long time that have produced some really good fighters.
We're looking at some trophies in the background, and none of them say participation. So if you look at one of them, I know is from Pride, and we're down to, I believe, 3 fighters left in the UFC that actually partook in Pride. What is your fondest memory of that? And when that last fighter goes, is there a little ceremony? Is there a shot that's going to be taken? Anything? How much did Pride mean to you back in the day?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed fighting for Pride, and you know, it was a little bit different fighting in Japan, but you know, I liked how the fans really respected all the fighters, win or lose, and you know, you hardly heard any booing like you used to here. I think the fans in America and around the rest of the world too have kind of gotten used to the grappling portion of it too, and enjoy that. They know what's going on a little more. It used to be where they just wanted to see blood, and if they didn't see blood, they started booing. So, but I don't know what my fondest memory was of Pride, but you know, I've had a lot of good fights and seen a lot of good fighters come through there. I think the biggest thing I miss about that organization was just the production they put on. The opening ceremony was awesome, and really got you pumped up for the fight. And you know, that's what's been missing all these years in the UFC is that production value.
You know, I feel like when we first started interviewing you, the questions we asked you were completely different. Just fighters of that generation. The fighters of this generation, the questions that we end up having to ask them and the topics we need to talk about them are a little different. They get into a little bit of trouble. Do you ever have to sit down with your fighters and not just be a coach, but just be a little bit of a mentor, like personal life, you know, things that people that have been in the news, that have been doing things outside of the cage. Do you ever get to sit down with your fighters and kind of talk about life in general?
Well, I think we used to do that a little bit more and have team barbecues and stuff, but I've been slacking on getting the team together like we used to, but I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, but it's been a couple of years since we've gotten together just a team. You know, I've had the team over for certain things, but not just for a team bonding thing. So, you know, I used to try to do that quite a bit, but I've gotten away from it, I guess.
Dan, speaking of the Hall of Fame, your fight versus Mauricio Shogun's in, and it's highly anticipated you're going to go in the UFC Hall of Fame, the Pioneer Wing. What will that mean to you?
I'm not sure if I like being called a pioneer. It makes me feel old, but I don't know. At least
you said legend at the beginning of the interview.
I don't know. I think, you know, for me, I never fought all those years and didn't have the goal to get into the Hall of Fame. You know, I guess it's always nice to be recognized for what you've done or contributed to the sport. You know, I just still try to give back a little bit here and there to my fighters and you know, still stay involved in that way. But I haven't been to a show in a while. I think it's about time I start getting back out there and going to a couple fights. But I don't know. I think, you know, obviously it would be an honor to have that happen. But again, if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be upset either.
Last question. In this era of the celebrity boxing that have YouTube sensations, athletes, combat sports athletes from other sport, I know you've been pretty firm on your stance that you're retired, but does the phone still ring? Have you gotten offers? Have you seriously even considered offers before turning them down?
I haven't really gotten too many offers, not lately. For a little bit I did, but I don't know. I haven't gotten an offer to make me get off the couch yet. So a big enough offer. Yeah, I think it's interesting and it's fun. I guess that's what the fans like about it as well. You know, it's a little bit unknown because these guys aren't the background of being fighters that are doing it. But yeah, I think it's interesting, and I guess for the right money I can get talked into getting off the couch. But you know, you never know.
An opening there. That's what I was going to finish up with. So there's an opening.
Yeah, but I highly doubt some of those guys would want to fight me. So.
All right, we'll see. All right, thanks, Dan.
No worries.